Thank you, Virginia. So our next guest, familiar faces if you watch Great Day frequently, but usually they appear on our show with advice for removing unsightly veins from your legs. But today they're introducing their newest tool, laser technology for tattoo removal. No kidding. Here to talk about the advances and options for tattoo removal, Dr. Norman Bein and Maria Bein from St. Louis Vein Specialties. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
People would never think it, but underneath this seersucker there is probably a full suit of tattoos.
A full suit of armor.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Very honestly, we started doing these tattoo removals when the recession hit, and so many kids were trying to get into the military or the police.
Okay.
They would not even process the paperwork unless the tattoos were treated, so they had asked us, the military stations, if we wouldn't get involved, and we did. And we have been doing that since about 2007, 2008. But recently, we've decided to go forward and get the best there is in the country, which is a Trinity, Astanza, and this will take any color off of you. And it's most important to know that what we do is under local anesthesia in the office.
Because that's a common complaint. People say, yeah, the tattoo stung.
Right.
Getting it removed hurts worse.
It's quite painful. The problem we see is people coming to us from other parlors who have had tattoo attempts at removal.
Okay.
And the pain is so severe that they won't go back. They come to us, we give local anesthesia, and we treat these without any discomfort. The number one important takeaway here is, with no discomfort, you will come back from the second and third and fourth treatments that you'll need for the more difficult tattoos.
Let's talk about the second, third, fourth treatments. This is not the kind of thing where you're going to walk in and 10 minutes later you're walking out like the tattoo was never even there, right? This is much more involved.
It's a series of treatments. The plain black tattoos treat the best, but it still can be an average of 5, 6 to up to 15, depending on the depth of the tattoo, the colors involved, and the inks. Homemade inks treat well. Professional inks are variable and sometimes more difficult to remove.
I've heard that too, depending on your own skin tone, depending on the color of the inks in particular, darker versus lighter. Some of these are really difficult to get out. So what kind of results can someone expect at the end of their regimen of treatment?
We're aiming for perfection. Our motto at the office has always been good enough never is. We continue to treat until the patient is satisfied or until we are satisfied. This will take a fair number of treatments based upon A, the depth of the tattoo, B, the ink that was used, C, the color. Certain colors, as Maria said, are easier to remove, but you still have to take between 6 to 8 weeks treatments before we can do this again, so your body reabsorbs all the ink. These are some interesting pictures. We don't take pictures quite often unless we get approval from the patient.
Sure.
But the removal is stunning. The results are stunning. The important takeaway here is this is a surgical office. This is not a spa. The surgical office I will perform the local anesthetic that will make this a pleasant procedure. And our machine is so fast, it is so thorough, that your treatments won't last any longer based upon the size of the tattoo than a minute or two.
Wow.
Quite stunning.
Okay.
Quite stunning. We're very thrilled.
Well, here's what I've learned today. In the world of tattoo removal, anesthesia is your friend. If you would like to talk to Dr. Norman Bein about your tattoo removal options, give them a call, St. Louis Vein Specialties. There's 2 different numbers on your screen. One's local, 314-993-8233. The other one's local, too, but it's toll-free in case you're watching from outside of 314. That's 866-626-VEIN, V-E-I-N. Thank you both for being here.
Great.
Always a
Thanks,
pleasure.
Matt.
We appreciate it.
Great.
I don't have any, but if I did and I wanted them gone, I promise I'd be in that office.
Well, we'll show you his body art.
I knew it. I knew it.